Oh, yeah, people. We feeling good today? It is a football Friday. Week 0 is tomorrow, but today, you know it is. It's our powwow. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. How we get down is we talk Major League Baseball in the afternoon to get the people prepped. The radar is certainly on. Nice premium play victory yesterday. Had some great handicaps this week. Not always going my direction, but yesterday was real smooth, real easy, and trusting in the numbers and trusting in the process is really key. Just bring up my name right here. In case people watching for the first time, like, hey, man, never heard of you before. What's your name there? And there it is. Pop it, pop it, pop it, pop it, pop it. Boom, there we go. All right, now we're set. Now we're ready to go. How are we feeling out there? Loving life? Feeling good? Everything up to deal? Normal suspects here going to file into the chat box here. Get ready for a Friday afternoon show. Let's go now. Let's go. Get the vibes going. Winners across the board today. It's a Friday, and boy, I got a really, really good beat on a couple games. Now, you know the daily process, what we get down and how we do business. Been doing some college football notes, which, as you know, myself and Joe Lisi on the Sports Grid Network. Tomorrow we'll be live, 10 a.m. That's for college football today, as we'll be there all the way through, but like late January, every single Saturday, the only place to be. Just trying to find my notes. Here we go. Here we go. All right, so now we have it set up here. We have the perfect style, perfect way to flow, because I got 5 pitchers today that you're probably going to want to get after in some way, shape, or form. But as always, like to rehash like what happened yesterday. The team, what's up there? Francisco, Aaron, in the chat box, having some fun. Broadcasting YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Facebook, X, all the usual suspects. But yesterday, it did go well. There's a couple games I had early. I really like the Minnesota Twins, all-team total over 2.5. They ended up getting there. My favorite bet of the afternoon was the Royals. Smashed their number. Only needed them to get to 2.5. But at night, here's where sometimes you have to sort of put yourself out there and say, you know, what's up? What's up, Patrick Burns? Mixter going 5-0 yesterday makes me feel good. Yeah, there you go, man. It was a good day yesterday. It really was. But trusting the numbers that you see, because pitchers really rule the roost. And that's where I wanted to start today with understanding of, it's not always like they're Major League Baseball pitchers, yes. They're Major League Baseball bullpen, yes, we understand that. Major League Baseball hitters regardless. But one of the games I circled right away was the St. Louis game at night. And also on the early line, gave them out as a money line winner as well. Thought they would win a much better pitcher on the mound, Sonny Gray, than what he was facing with Joe Boyle. But Boyle was such a bad pitcher yesterday. And I'm telling you, like the way my afternoon goes, like usually numbers are handicapped. I like to walk the dog a lot in the afternoon, ride my bike, get as much cardio in as I can, keep this girlish physique over here. Morgan Alexander, what's going on over there? Love to see it. Aaron, what's up? Welcome in on a Friday. Love it. Love the people getting in the chat box early. But it's trusting saying this pitcher is really bad. And ballpark environments as well make sense. Tampa, as we know, is a phenomenal hitting facility. It's no longer the Trop. You're outdoors in the heat and humidity at George Steinbrenner Stadium, or field, whatever they call it. I saw the lineups come out again yesterday for St. Louis. I'm like, ooh, this is bad. This is just a dog, you-know-what lineup for the Cardinals. But I said, Donnie, trust your numbers here. You already have it in there. Should be a good night for you. That's how bad Boyle is as a pitcher. First inning comes up. You know how the drill we get, right? Leadoff walk, double play ball. But then you get single, and then a ground out, or I think I wanted a pop out at that point. I'm like, don't start this, St. Louis. Like, I know you're the right play. The batting doesn't really line up all that well, but trust in the numbers of the ballpark and also the pitcher that you have. They played 5 in the second inning. Away we went, nice winning night, and that's the way I wanted to, bring about this first story of the day. Trust the numbers that you have, because so many times you'll talk yourself out of some bets that you make sometimes. Sometimes you'll talk yourself into bets you probably shouldn't make. But if the numbers make sense, just ride them out. And it's always, the batters are nice to have, right? But hitting environment matters at times, and so does the actual pitchers versus those batters themselves. But yesterday, I put a tweet out. I thought the Yankees would hit. And the Yankees would have hit a alternate team total because they got 3 runs yesterday. But shying away, again, we love the atmosphere of Yankee Stadium typically in August. But we don't love Yankee Stadium in August with a double-digit mile-an-hour wind blowing in. That game got over the total in the 9th inning because you had a nice home run there for the Boston Red Sox as they came away with a victory. But sometimes you have to analyze how bad is that pitcher, how tough is it going to be to pitch in that environment, and just understand that they are still Major League Baseball hitters and they can make contact and do some damage out here. Morgan Alexander, Cards first 5 was money. It was. I loved Sonny Gray yesterday. It was such a mismatch. Like Sonny had like a 6 ERA, which people look at. I don't give a damn what your ERA is. Then you might see the shows I watch, watch the shows that I do. And you say, well, Donnie, you bring up ERA a bit because a lot of people don't understand the concepts of what I'm talking about analytically. So they know the baseline number of what an ERA is. But to say Sonny Gray was the best pitcher on the card with a 6 ERA, it's like, that doesn't make any sense. But it does. And it did last night. They had a terrible lineup out there. Sonny Gray pitched. He pitched well. Boy, it was awful. They hit him, and he came away with a victory. Sometimes you get the high ERAs and go, boy, this is a really good pitcher because his Sierra number, his xFIP minus number, his ERA minus numbers are all low. The only thing that's out of whack is the ERA, and that's something that is the least predictable thing. Like, that's just an eye test, which is ridiculous. So that's the way we get down and have some fun. But I wanted to bring it up yesterday. Don't talk yourself in and out of plays. Just trust those numbers. All right, pitching report today, which we do have some interesting contrast, and I really like this card. Sometimes you get those Wednesday, Thursday games, getaway days, not a full card. You sort of got to take what you get. Tonight should be pretty profitable. Friday's usually the most fun cards you can have because you're at the start of a series or you're already a game into a series. You're in town. The starters are going today, which is why Sunday sometimes is so tricky, and day games are tricky. Yesterday, I laid off the Athletics. I thought they would bust up Urania. But I said, let me trust in the numbers because Urania doesn't have a lot of innings, and he pitched well against Detroit last time out. Now, that didn't jade my thoughts, right? But also the understanding of he should have got blown away, and he did. And it wasn't a great lineup for the A's. I think I had like maybe 4 or 5 plus batters out of 9 because the bottom of the lineup was terrible. But the bottom of the lineup early on set the table for the top of the lineup, and they did damage right away in the second inning. Urania stinks. But again, he didn't have 20, 25 innings I could take a look at over the past 45 days and say, okay, let me measure this. And the fact that he got lucky against Detroit sort of didn't have, it's like, you know what, let me just pass on that one. And again, it worked out in our favor. Everything yesterday I thought would hit. The plays I played won. That's spectacular, and that's how you carry forward here for a Friday. Full deck games on the card. No afternoon games, so you have some time to sit and relax and get these numbers in order. And the most part, watch some of those starting lineups come in. Top 5 pitchers on my card today. And if we base them off of Sierra numbers, which is skill interactive ERA, deals with the league itself, mixed in with those xFIP type numbers, but a little bit more predictable than xFIP numbers. But again, nothing is 100%. Otherwise, as I say, we wouldn't be able to make bets anywhere. Nobody would win any money because casinos wouldn't be in business. So if we take a look at those xFIP numbers and Sierra numbers, the best pitcher on the card today is Zebby Matthews. Now, when we start taking a look at xFIP numbers, it's similar to ERA, right? You have a 390 xFIP number. That's pretty good. You have a 4.5 xFIP number. Now you're getting dangerous. You're in that 5 zone, you are trash. Same thing with the Sierra numbers, which is the skill interactive ERA, which brings everything into the mix, which starts, okay, how's the defense behind you? Are you giving up ground balls that are getting extra base hits? That includes everything. So ERA minus, xFIP minus, FIP minus, xFIP, Sierra, those are the numbers that you generally take a look at. And you want a broad spectrum because one's not going to be perfect at times. You want to look at all of those numbers across the board and say, okay, which makes sense here. And for me, I don't really give, and again, I don't give a damn what you did in April or May. Bring me to the table in the last 60 days or so. 30, 60-day splits, hitters and pitchers. That's where it makes sense. Because otherwise today, you look at like, hey, Donnie, Max Fried's a really good pitcher. Max Fried sucks. I'm going to tell you that right now, and we'll get to that in just a little bit. Zebby Matthews, top of the card today. Sierra number 3.07, xFIP number 310. Really, really good for Minnesota. But look at that ERA since July 1st. It's almost a 5. He's the best pitcher on the card because he's going to work out of stuff. He's getting unlucky right now. His ERA minus is a 121, which is terrible. But look at the other numbers. xFIP minus, 73. xFIP 310, Sierra 3.07. He's the best on the card. Brian Wu of Seattle. We're not messing with that guy today. Nathan Eovaldi of the Texas Rangers. Braxton Axcraft. Like, why would Pittsburgh? What? Yeah. He's got a 160 ERA, which if you like those numbers, a 337 xFIP and a 345 Sierra number over the past 45 days. And also, these are minimum of 20 innings pitched, not guys that have slipped through with 11 innings. And it's like, okay, well, he did bad, he did good. No, we want at least 20 innings out here at this point. Josh Nasnaro, what's up, D-Money? Hit me with the right side picks for today. We're going over them, baby. We got it. Morgan Alexander out here. Urania never goes back-to-back quality. He stinks. That guy stinks out loud. Friday is payday. Remy boys. Timmy Thomas out there got you. And our guy Patrick Burns as well. Always love the chat box, by the way. Keeps me going. Keeps it a lot of fun. It's like I have my own co-host out here with the boys in the chat box. Love to see that. But if we are looking at those top pitchers, as I said, Ashcraft, Casey Mize of Detroit, Joey Wentz is even up there as a non-fadeable pitcher. Ryan Bergert is a non-fadeable pitcher. Brian Bayo. Now we start to get to that borderline here. It's a lot of guys in the mix in the middle. But if I'm looking today at the bottom 5 pitchers that are on the fade card with opportunities to smoke, Slade Ciccone. Actually, we'll even go more than 5. We'll go Max Fried. That's 1. Slade Ciccone, that's 2. Zach Littell, that's 3. Taijuan Walker's on that card. And you know the right reason why I'm staring at the camera right now. That guy's eaten me alive for the past 3 weeks. He's supposed to get hit. He doesn't get hit lately. But also, one of his metrics is really low. And that's his ERA minus is a 63. His ERA is a 270 since July 1st. His other metrics are high. But how many times do I want to get my head punched by Taijuan Walker? That's the question mark. That's a really tough one. Miles Michaelis is on there. Antonio Senzatella is on there. I'll give you guys a guess in the chat box right now because we're involved and the people are firing back. Looks like we got 100 people live in the chat box already. 89 of those through X. Shout it out. YouTube out there with 8. Twitch, nobody. Kick, 1 person out there's watching. Shout out Kick. Also Facebook, we got somebody watching, also commenting back there, Morgan Alexander. Love to see it. But always Twitter rules the day at this point. You know what's funny? Patrick Burns just pops up in the chat box. Tyler Anderson's the worst pitcher on the card today. ERA minus 134. Keep in mind, when I give you those numbers, 100 is the baseline for a pitcher. The lower, the better. He's 134 ERA minus. His xFIP minus number, or FIP minus number, not xFIP, his FIP minus number, which counts home runs left the ballpark, not actually fly balls, it's a 167. His xFIP minus number, again, 100 or lower is good, 142. His ERA, 553. His xFIP number is 590. Keep in mind, 5 is like the worst of the worst of the worst. He's at a 590. Sierra number, like if we're just doing like a Sierra number here, awful is 5. He's at a 572. I'm just saying, man. No more slipperiness out there. And that's over the past, since July 1st. At least 20 innings pitched. He's there. He's bad across the board. Always love looking at like the bad pitching matchups right away and see how things play out. So I got pitchers that I'm going after on this card, no doubt about it. Yeah, you know it, Mixter. He's like there's definitely moms and dads betting against him on his own side. No question. No question about it. All right, big card today, no afternoon. Starts with Colorado and Pittsburgh. Senzatella versus Ashcraft. Like, there is a reason why the Pittsburgh Pirates, with Braxton Ashcraft, are a $2 favorite over Colorado. That's unbelievable. Let's start with the bats here for Pittsburgh, too. They stink, but sometimes it doesn't matter. Simon, not good. Spencer Horwitz, average. Brian Reynolds, the best of the bunch. Nick Gonzalez, stinks. McCutchen, below average. Jack Suwinski, okay, decent. Jared Triolo, stinks. Joey Bart, decent weighted on base percentage, no power, though. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, stinks. Say, how's that add up? Like, how can we make this work? Because Antonio Senzatella is the second worst pitcher on the card, numbers-wise, for me. No strikeouts, power and all get out against him. And understand this, too, guys. Like, when you're taking a look at, like, the ERA minus, FIP minus, xFIP minus, and Sierra numbers, they're ballpark applicable. So just be like, well, of course he's bad. He pitches in Colorado. No, this evens it out, people. This evens it out. It's like that bell curve. You're pitching in Colorado, they give you a little bit of slack in that number. You're pitching in Philadelphia, they got to bump it up a little bit or help you out. You know what I mean? Same thing. Or the opposite direction of Colorado, if you get the drift. He's really bad. But now sometimes you want to take a look and say, okay, if the weighted on base percentages aren't matching up, the K rates aren't that great, the ISO powers aren't that good. I'm telling you now, yesterday's St. Louis Cardinals team that put up a ton of runs, they're as bad as they get. But the pitching matters more than the hitters here. It's not a great pitching ballpark, but it's still 80 degrees. We don't have double-digit winds blowing in. Light winds in from right field at 3 miles per hour shouldn't have that much effect. So then you want to take a look at some other extenuating circumstances, as I like to say. How about the hard hit percentage and some barrel possessions? Simon decent on the barrel. Reynolds decent on the barrel. McCutchen and Swinski very good with barrel rates. That means how many times? It's like 12% over the past month that they're barreling it up. That's very good. Hard hit contact rate. Simon good. Horowitz good. Who else is out there? And Gonzalez good. McCutchen good. Sawinski good. Bart good. So you got 6 out of the 9 batters with some decent hard contact numbers. So the Pittsburgh Pirates, I'm not saying they're going to be on my card today, but they're going to get a hard look tonight. They really are. They're going to get a hard look. Colorado on the other side going up against Ashcraft. I just told you, he's really good so far. 95 ERA minus, 68 FIP minus, xFIP minus 86. ERA is a little bit high, 4.07, but we don't really care about that. xFIP number very good at 3.52, and a Sierra comparable at 3.59. Not a lot of great batters in that Colorado lineup, but the lineup presents itself pretty well. I'm just saying it does. Like if Colorado was facing, let's just say, Antonio Senzatella today, their own pitcher, we'd be all over that game. Because they got great ISOs, great weighted on base percentages. And yes, some of that does play into it. That's not ballpark centric because they do play in Colorado. So it grades it the same as if they played in Miami, which is a little bit unfair, but just the way it is. Hard hit contact rate is fantastic for that Colorado lineup. But I don't know how well they're going to do here. I look more on the opposite side, but that is interesting to that Ashcraft, not Skeens, is a 2-1 favorite over Senzatella. Philadelphia and Washington. This is where it gets a little bit tougher. The Phillies are absolutely on fire right now at the plate. You can't stop them. 79 degrees in Philadelphia. Weather's a little bit warmer today. Sun is out. 3-mile-an-hour winds blowing out to left field. You always take a look at, the usual suspects. Look at the power numbers in the Phillies lineup tonight over the past month against righties. Turner, Schwarber, Harper, Realmuto, Marsh, Bader, Kepler, and Stott. 8 out of the 9 batters. High ISOs. Weighted on base percentages. 8 out of the 9 batters are high. K rate's decent. You take a look at some batting props like hard hit percentage, off the charts. Cavalli looked good against them last time. Cavalli's looked good in his career. He's only had a couple starts. He's not even on my list that I can rank him. So just for that, it's a shame. Like we couldn't get a Mackenzie Gore back in the building because that game that they just played the Nationals on Sunday, where we had that team total over, smashed them. But not Cade Cavalli. He actually had a pretty good start against the Phillies. That's something to monitor and keep an eye on here. Pirates over 2.5 first 5 -110. Love that. By the way, Patrick Burns, let me ask you a question on that. Because I love those type of betting scenarios. But most people that, are taking those, there's a couple offshore outlets that offer those, 1.5s, 2.5s in the first 5. It's a great way to play the games. And you know how you know that? Go to FanDuel, go to DraftKings, go to Caesars, go to BetMGM. They don't offer that wager. So if you don't mind me asking, Patrick, like when you bet those games, where are you betting those games at? Because, I've been doing this for a long time. Legalized gambling in the United States, 2017? Always in the offshore markets. Sports betting is great right now. There's no doubt about it. But that's one market they don't like to offer in the U.S. for good reason. Because I think we really could take advantage of that legally. But I know of a couple good spots offshore that offer those, but I don't see any like onshore. Because like when you have a service, it's hard to like say, hey, you know what? Let's all go offshore at this place and send your Bitcoin money or whatever. Which again, I've had very good transactions with those companies, but it's a little bit easier for everybody just to understand like, hey, FanDuel, DraftKings, Bet365, BetMGM, Caesars, we all have those marketplaces there. Hard Rock Bet. You know what? Let me go right here. I'm glad you said that because my usual suspects I look up, where's my phone at right now? The ones I usually use most would be FanDuel, Bet365, BetMGM, ESPN Bet, Caesars, DraftKings, and Fanatics I take a look at. But see, I know you're there. So I want to see if Hard Rock is in a lot of states. Let me just see here. And I don't care if I'm taking up a little bit of time. I want to get this out to the people because just to let them know where it is. But that is a great outlet there. So let's go. We'll go Hard Rock, Bet for New Jersey. I'll go to Sportsbook. Let me log in because I do have an account with them. I don't think I've used them or maybe once or twice in my history at this point. You know, it's not going to let me here. I know I have an outlet with them. I wonder if it just lets me in. Let me just hit accept. Come on. I swear I have an account with them, though. Let's see if I hit login. It's because I want to see this here. I really do. Let me just go sign up to see if it lets me in. Email, put that in. Let's just use this strong password they gave me, which is ridiculous. And see if it tells me that we already have an account in here. No, it doesn't. All right, let me see. So we'll put that in. Boop. Let me put my legal name in here. Not Donnie RightSide. Let's put the legal name in. All right, we'll hit continue there. All right, they sent me a text. I like this. See, this is good stuff on live. I need to see this. Because if we can get action, and again, not a lot of people use Hard Rock, so you like to stick to the ones that everybody can get, but for personal consumption here, I need to see this. Now they want my street address. All right, come on now. I don't want to read it out on the air. There we go. Bang, bang. My birthday. Look at what I'm going through here, Burnsy. right? Old man. My Soch. Sheesh. Yep, 21. I am not an employee prohibited from wagering at any casino. No, I'm not. Everything's good. Marketing content preferences. Get me out of there. Continue. Come on now. Let's get this. I want to find this out, man. Let's find this out. Let's see what it is. Finish your verification. Based on your background. Look at the thing of my old background information. That ain't right. That ain't right. I know what town that is. Security question 2. Ooh. It's good how they have this information on your rate up. Which of the following professional licenses have you ever had? I never had any of those that they're asking me for. One of them was an apprentice plumber. How about that? This is awesome. So we have, all right, bonuses, blah, blah, blah. What else do we have in here right now? So how do you even get to the site? My goodness. It's go time. You successfully sign. Oh, there we go. Go to casino. Yeah, we don't want the casino win sports. All right, so let's take a look at this first game here with Colorado and Pittsburgh. I just want to see this, what it comes up at this point right now. Okay, -1.5. First 5 innings. First 5 innings winner, spread, total runs. Yes! My man, Patrick Burns. My man. I knew there was going to be a spot left over here. So the big boys don't have it, but this one does have it. Even you can alt these bad boys. First 5 innings, Rockies total runs 0.5. 1.5 plus 100. 2.5 at 2-1. Man. First 5 innings total hits. So we got everything here on Hard Rock on this. I got to go through this afternoon. Now that's what I'm talking about. Now that's exciting, man. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Love that. That is fantastic, man. Holy moly, man. That's like my hero right there at this point. That's fantastic, brother. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Awesome. All right, let's get back to handicapping here. You know the drill. Pittsburgh looks like a decent outcome today against Sensatella. You go up against Washington and Philadelphia. I don't really like that all that much. I don't think it's that good of an action shot, even though Taijuan Walker is down there. You look at some of those numbers on him. The XFIP, the Sierra number, those are high numbers. But for some reason, he is pitching out of his mind lately. I wonder if it catches up to him today. I wonder if it does. Man, that is tremendous. All right. So maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But let's get back to the issue at hand. Not going to play anything probably in that Washington-Philadelphia game, which moves us over to the Yankees game. If you saw yesterday, like everything we were touching yesterday was gold across the board. If that Yankees game had weather conditions in the mid to high 70s, like it usually is in August at night, at least 80 degrees probably, and a wind blowing out to right field, we might have been able to do some damage in that game. They scored 3 runs, which would have been an all-team total. But if that was blowing out, we probably would have been on the Yankees yesterday. Today, you look at the numbers, Bayo's on the mound. He's 9th on my card today. Good ERA minus, good xFIP minus, good FIP minus as well. ERA is low. xFIP number 4.06, a little bit high. Sierra number 4.08. It's a good Yankees lineup. It always is a good Yankees lineup on a day-to-day basis. But I don't care about that side. I want to get to the other side. I want to get to Max Fried, who absolutely is a garbage can right now in Major League Baseball. High price signing from Atlanta. Phenomenal to start the season. Absolutely phenomenal to start the season. Really dragging right now. Really dragging. It's kind of a shame, too. It really is. Because I thought he would be really good at this point. You know what I mean? Like, I thought he would be tremendous, and he was to start the season. But my goodness, man. Just absolute brutality at this point. Just trying to bring up some statistics here on the other screen right here that we have. Let's see what we got. All right. Eaton, Bregman, Anthony, Story, Gonzalez, Duran, Rafaela, and Wong. Anthony, Story, Gonzalez, Duran are all good numbers here. But Max Fried again. Got him 15th out of 21 on the card today. ERA minus 168. 108 FIP minus. xFIP minus 107. ERA past 45 days plus 680. xFIP number 4.48. Sierra number 4.45. 76-degree temperatures, a little bit warmer than yesterday. Wind blowing out to left at 4 miles an hour as opposed to in. I am going to look at Boston. If we look at their advanced metrics at the plate for the past month against lefties, the hard hit contact rate is really good. Now, also understand this. This lineup isn't as good as what it was just a few weeks ago. They're getting banged up and injured on a day-to-day basis. But some things could make sense here for us. They put out, what, 6 spot yesterday? That was really good. That was really good. But that's one of the guys I have listed on my number, Max Fried. You don't have to, just because you have all these pitchers, you don't just play them in spades. You have to actually have angles that you want to get after and try to take on those. Mixter says, taking the Bo Sox again today, that did me right. I think it's the right side on this one. Yeah, did not Hard Rock. That is, I am so happy that you did that, Patrick Burns. That is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely. Because now as we're going through that, there's a couple, again, offshore that I like, but that's great. I'm certainly going to be looking at that myself because that's the true analytical analysis of what you're going over. And so many times where there are times where you get bailed out by the bullpen. Hey, they only got 2 runs through, 6 innings off the starting pitcher. You need 2 more. And they hit a 3-run bomb in the 8th inning off the tomato can. We've all seen that and done that. But you'll take the win, yes. But your analytical analysis is what am I getting in the first 5 innings? I had this team pulverizing this pitcher. We're not saying you got to get that team total off the pitcher in the first 5 innings if it's 5, right? But you're damn right we better get 5 innings pitched 4 earned runs, 5 innings pitched 3 earned runs, and then maybe trickle some in against that bullpen. You get a pitcher that goes 5 1/3 innings pitched 1 earned run, you miss that handicap. So sometimes you can live with it, but you get the truest essence of the number. And I just want to see 2 on Hard Rock on this. About I wonder if they let you do this. So let me see if I can go parlay on this because this would really absolutely hit. So we got Rockies team total. Let's go first 5 innings. That's the Rockies team total first 5 innings. Where's the Pirates at here on this one? Total runs, Pirates 1.5 is the lowest they go there. Can you parlay these, though? I don't know if you can. It doesn't look like it allows you to parlay. Oh, wait a second. Let me hit the parlay button. Let me see. It doesn't. I don't think it'll let you. So you put that one in there. You put that in there. Parlays. It doesn't pop up, which is a shame, but that's okay. Yeah, that's something to track there because I would love it if you were able to parlay alt team totals. Oh, my God. I mean, come on now. I think we would have 15 of them in the door, to be honest. That would be tremendous. All right, back at the action here as we have it. We're having some fun learning some stuff. Yankees lineup always looks good. We know that. Looking for a way to take the Boston Red Sox tonight. They have the much better pitcher on the mound tonight. Bayo's way better than Max Fried. I just want to see what that lineup looks like tonight. Because if you look at some of the bench options, it's not very good. Wilyer Abreu, I believe, went to the IL, so he's certainly not available at this point. A lot of those guys banged up. Marcelo Meyer, certainly not coming back. I think might be down for the season. There are some holes in that Boston lineup, but certainly you want to hold on to that. Lance McCullers. No innings pitched over the past 30 days. He's off the card. I'm not taking that. Don't really love that Baltimore lineup as well. The Houston Astros going up against Cade Povich. Povich is a lefty getting hammered by lefties. He'll face all righties tonight, right? So that game's going to be out the window as well at this point here. That one feels like it's going to be out the window. Hard Rock won't let you parlay. Yeah, that's a shame. It is. But at least we have that option where you just want to get down on some action because that would be great. Because you know me, I love myself a good alt-team total. And if you're starting to do alt-team totals, first 5 innings, a half of a run where I need 1 run out of a team to sort of hit that, minus 300, minus 400 price, that would be awesome. That would be phenomenal stuff. But nothing here in this Baltimore-Houston game. Kansas City and Detroit. Burgett's on the mound today. He's going up against Casey Mize. This number is a minus 156, minus 150 price, depending where you're shopping at, in the favor of Detroit. 8.5 as a total. Now, if we're looking at Mize's numbers here, let's see. 134 xFIP minus, FIP minus 101. xFIP minus is a 90, high ERA, but really good xFIP and Sierra numbers. The lineup for Kansas, I'm telling you, one of the best lineups on a day-to-day basis. You guys know how much I bet Kansas City. They project really well. They project well again today. Mize does struggle with lefties. Yastrzemski probably back in the lineup tonight. He was out yesterday because they were facing a lefty in Patrick Corbin, which they smashed, and they were supposed to do that. Vinny Pasquantino hit another home run. He's got 4 straight home runs in 4 games. Adam Frazier, Rave, and also Isbell. That's 5 lefties. I do like that lineup, and I do think there's a chance that they can hit Mize, but trusting your numbers, I probably won't be in play tonight with Kansas City, and I love myself some Kansas City. Kansas City's going to pitch Burgert on the mound. His last 45 days, not bad, guys. Good ERA. Slightly higher xFIP number. Sierra, okay. xFIP number, borderline. Good-looking lineup, by the way, for Detroit as well. That feels like a wasted opportunity where if I was just looking surface-level numbers, both of those teams should hit tonight. They really should. 76-degree temperatures, light wind blowing in Detroit. It is a pitcher's ballpark. Staying away there, but the lineups do look good at this point. They do. Toronto and Miami down at the big aquarium. Shane Bieber back to Major League Baseball, so that automatically means we're not going to be playing anything from a Marlins perspective. I'm never really looking to play from a Marlins side, but some nights they do have added advantages here. So let me just type this in. Let's go Bieber. I want to see how he was doing in his rehab starts overall. All right, Mr. Shane. What do we have here? Play log, game log, and away we go. Hasn't pitched since April, but his minor league statistics, he's got outside, like he was at the training facilities, CPX ball, high A ball, double A, and then the triple A. 3 AAA starts, 5 innings pitched, 2 earned, 5 2/3, 2 earned, and 7 innings, no earned. So he's really ramping up at this point. Going to stay away from him on that side. Don't have enough information. Ryan Gusto, you know me. I loved Ryan Gusto when he was back on the Astros. Springer, Barger, Kirk, Varsho, Lukes, Clement, all look decent. He's only got 68 batters faced over the past 30 days. I don't even think I have Gusto on my card today with enough innings. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have enough there. Probably a guy I would like to fade, but going to stay away from that game. Trust the numbers. Atlanta and New York. McLean's on the mound. He doesn't have a lot of innings, so automatically we can't go with the, anything from a Dodgers number, anything from a Braves perspective. Joey Wentz is on the mound. You might think he's a bad pitcher, but Joey Wentz is coming up with some numbers right now, people. Since July 1st, 66 ERA minus, 86 FIP minus, 95 xFIP minus, ERA 2.78, xFIP manageable 3.90, and a 4.02 Sierra number. Nothing in that game for me, boys. St. Louis and Tampa Bay, let's get down to business. Let's go back to the site of the crime last night. We actually were hammering away and loving life. By the way, shout out to the 177 people watching now live, with the bulk of the boys watching on X right now. Love it. Good for you, X. By the way, a lot of people watching now on YouTube. Shout out YouTube, man. Love myself from YouTube. That's where it all began. People learn, like back in, 15 years ago. Starting to learn how to make like YouTube videos with low-grade cameras before we had anything worthwhile. All right, Tampa Bay. Let's start with St. Louis here. Hauser's going to be on the mound. I got Hauser's numbers, 13th on the card today. A little bit high Sierra, a little bit high xFIP number. Manageable, though, with his ERA minus FIP minus and xFIP minus numbers. ERA is decent. Who cares about that? Lineup stinks again for the Cardinals. Great hitting environment, almost identical temperatures to what we saw last night in Tampa. 84 degrees, wind blowing out to center field lightly at 5 miles per hour. They hit last night. We'll see if they do tonight. Not my focus. My focus is on Tampa today. Miles Mikolas is horrendous with a capital H. Miles Mikolas is 19th out of 21 on my card today for pitching. Miles Mikolas has an ERA minus of 132. Brutal. FIP minus number, 159. Brutal. xFIP minus number, 119. High. ERA, 5.44. xFIP number, 4.88. High. Sierra number, 4.97. Ridiculously high. Don't love the lineup. You know what I do love? Bob Seymour, good friend of the family over there, knocking around baseballs. That's something I can get down with. Lineup doesn't look good, but once again, the lineup stunk last night for the St. Louis Cardinals. They did damage. It's more about the pitchers. If you get a bad pitcher like Miles Mikolas in a hitting environment, it almost doesn't matter who those batters will be. Some way, shape, or form, I'm going to try to work Tampa Bay into my lineups tonight. And if we look at the lines, Hauser is a favorite, 135 to 145, depending on where we're shopping at here. Minnesota and Chicago. Zebby Matthews on the mound. Zebby's number 1 on my card today. Best analytical pitcher on the card. He's going up against a lineup. By the way, the Chicago White Sox look absolutely fantastic. Every single night for me, they look fantastic. Every night. Every night. I don't think I can take him tonight. My man's is too good. Zebby's too good analytically. Stinks with ISO power number, weighted on base percentage, and does not a ground ball pitcher, but he gets the strikeouts, man. Zeb's up to 11.79 Ks per 9 innings over his past 45 or so days. Shame I can't take Chicago, but you know what? We'll probably revisit that tomorrow on a Saturday when they're probably hammering away. Aaron Savali is on the mound. Savali does have decent metrics in one area. his FIP minus number. His ERA minus is 122. FIP minus is 82. XFIP number is 104. FFIP minus, is a 104, slightly high. ERA is a 5. XFIP is a 4.37, a little elevated, 4.26 Sierra number. Now, here's what we got going. Love the Twins lineup. I love the Twins lineup on a day-to-day basis. I love Kansas City on a day-to-day basis. I love the White Sox. What's up with the AL Central? I love everybody's division or everybody's team in that division. Savali is a strikeout pitcher. That lineup looks sensational. 76-degree temperatures in Chicago today. 3-mile-an-hour wind blowing in shouldn't affect it. I'm not saying I'm taking anything for the Minnesota Twins game, but boy, both of these lineups, it would not surprise me if we get an over in this game. But I just told you, Zebby's the best on the card. There's no way, shape, or form we're taking Chicago today. The numbers always hold true. No, they don't. They don't. I know firsthand they don't. Slade Chaconi's on the mound. He's in that bomb away area, people. 130 ERA minus, 127 XFIP minus, or FIP minus. It's hard to say FIP minus than XFIP minus side by side. XFIP minus number 101, ERA 525. XFIP number a little bit elevated. Sierra's even higher. Not a great lineup for the Texas Rangers, but Slade Chaconi should be able to get hit tonight. It says, hey, 86 degrees. That roof ain't open down there. So they'll be in the cool climate conditions of Globe Life Field. Nathan Eovaldi on the other side, we're not fading him. Chaconi's an interesting one. I want to see you look at that lineup a little bit later because if I just take a look too, and this goes back to, let me just slide this back to Tampa Bay real quick. Tampa Bay's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 good hard contact rate guys in the lineup tonight. So that helps. So that's why I want to take a look at Texas here. Let's go to some advanced statistics for them. Hard hit contact rate, White, Langford, Seager, Jock Peterson, Rowdy Tellez, Josh Smith, Josh Jung. So they got 6 out of 9 as well. Fly ball guys, which you like to see, which leads to home runs as a possibility. That's what we're going to think about. San Francisco and Milwaukee. What's the line on this game today? San Francisco and Milwaukee. Wisenhunt versus Quintana, 164 price for Milwaukee. Wisenhunt on the card, I don't think he has enough innings. He doesn't have 20 innings for me to look at. But he's a lefty that gets bombed on by righties. Frelick is a lefty. Yelich is a lefty. Turang is a lefty. Siegler is a lefty. That's 4. That's 4 of them. And then you have who? We'll switch. Actually, you know what? Frelick? So let's go righties here. Hold on. Collins, Contreras, Vaughn, Durbin, Perkins. So, yeah, 4 lefties, 5 righties. I don't have enough information on Wisenhunt, but you know what? Let me just look at his last couple games. Because he's a guy you probably can fade too. Nobody beats the Wiz. Carson Wisenhunt. Game log. 28th, he got to start. 5 innings, 4 earned runs. On the 3rd, he got to start. By the way, the 20th of last month, the 3rd of this month. 5 1/3. 2 runs, 1 earned, not bad. Last start, 8-9. So he must have been sent down to the minors. 4 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. All 3 of those runs by the home run. Minor league starts. If we go back to his last 2, actually, would it be 3? 728, 8-3, 8-9. 728, 8-3, 8-9. So he had 1 start back in the minors. 5 1/3 innings pitched short. Yeah, we're not going to risk that tonight. I mean, Milwaukee should batter him. Yes, we're not risking it. Jose Quintana, too damn slippery for me at this point. And Quintana's numbers show up middling at best. But no, I don't think we can trust the Boston Red Sox. Or excuse me, the San Francisco Giants, who I like to call the Boston Red Sox. I have Rafael Devers in my mind. Chicago Cubs, Los Angeles Angels. Let's get down to the party. Need some music for this one here. If you can't make money off Tyler Anderson, you can't make money off anybody. 134 ERA minus. FIP minus 167. It's almost like you don't even know these numbers go that high. XFIP minus 142. ERA 5.53. XFIP number 5.90. Sierra number 5.72. I know the Cubs aren't hitting right now. They had a decent couple games against Milwaukee. Milwaukee's got good starting pitching, good bullpen. Tyler Anderson's bad. 81-degree temperatures at night in L.A., 6-mile-an-hour wind blowing out to center field, decent weather conditions. Advanced statistics, you'd like to see a little bit better hard contact rate against lefties. Happ, Suzuki, Kelly, Swanson, Turner, and Shaw, they should be hitting tonight. They should be hitting tonight. No doubt in my mind. So the Cubbies with Ben Brown on the mound, a 144 favorite. Seems like it should be a little bit higher, but then it's the Cubs who are not playing great baseball right now. Is what it is. Here's one, too. Next game up. Yu Darvish has pitched much better as of late. Let me just bring up Yu Darvish's statistics because it's going to be a Dodger town again tonight. Fights in the stands down in San Diego. What do we got for the Padres? Actually, Yu Darvish. 30th of the month, last month, 7 innings pitched, no earned runs. 5th of the month, 4 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. 11th of the month, 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run. And his last start here wasn't very good against the same Dodgers team. 4 innings pitched and 4 earned runs given up. Not really focused on the Blake Snell starts. Doesn't have a lot of innings, but he's dominant. So we're staying away from him completely. The Dodgers' hard hit lineup, like if Shohei Ohtani's back in, because the expectations are, I have him in my preliminary lineup. Hard hit contact there. Will Smith, hard hit contact. Freddie Freeman, Teoscar Hernandez, Michael Conforto, Alex Freeland, and Buddy Kennedy. That's a lot of guys there. Now, I don't have him officially. We're talking about Yu Darvish, on my angle at this point. But his numbers, again, he's pitching a little bit better as of late. A 1.48 ERA minus, 112 xFIP minus, 106, or FIP minus is 112, 106 xFIP minus, 6 ERA, 4.36 xFIP, 4.25 Sierra. Like, he should really get hit tonight. But I'm going after some bigger dogs tonight. But boy, his ERA minus is awful. Cincinnati and Arizona, Zach Littell on the mound. Hey. Where you at, Zach? Zach's 17th. Here's the thing. His metrics are a little wonky. That lineup is phenomenal for Arizona on a night-to-night basis, typically, at least the way they present themselves against right-handed pitching over the past month. If I look here at Zach Littell, 79 ERA minus, 84 FIP minus, 101 xFIP minus. So you're looking at analytical numbers. He's actually pretty good there. His ERA is a 3.30. He does get a little bit higher here to 4.18 xFIP, and his Sierra is a 4.51. Like, he's in that danger zone. He is. That's a game I'm going to have to revisit a little bit later because he could get hit tonight. He's going up against a lineup with a lot of hard contact, and that could help. Cincinnati going up against Ryan Nelson. What else is Ryan Nelson coming in at? He's 6 on the card, man. Look at his analytics. Go, Ryan Nelson, go. Won't be looking at the Reds tonight. A's in Seattle, night game. Morales versus Wu. Do I have enough numbers? I don't have enough numbers on Morales. Looks like a bad pitcher, though, based on his optics. Let me just do a little research on Morales. Is it time to start taking the M's again, though? Team stinks overall. Josh Norris says Brewers first 5 in full game all run line. Okay. I see you. Let me see this stuff. So we'll go more. Luis Morales. A's finest right here. All right. Game log. 2 starts in 3 games this month. First game, non-start, 2 innings, pitched 1 earned run. Then he started 2 2/3 innings, no earned runs. Then he pitched a 5-inning game, 1 earned run. How about that? Yeah, he doesn't have enough. I don't want to mess around with that. Even though you might get bombs away tonight, you might get bombed on as well by picking a bad pick. Brian Wu. Enter the Wu. Number 2 on the card today. We won't be anywhere near that. Even though I have a little affinity for that card. That lineup card every night there for the Athletics. But that's the way it gets down. Like, if I'm being honest, like looking at some of these numbers, we'll be involved. Perfect scenarios from a batting perspective? Not necessarily. But I got to tell you, from that card we went over, there's some money to be made on a Friday night, which is the goal. Because this is one of those where you sometimes look at cards on a full schedule, like, damn, like all the aces are on the mound today. Like, so it's so hard to, let's just say, practice the art of handicapping in the first week of the season, specifically the first day. Like, all the aces are on the mound. Like, yeah, I love overs, but everybody is their best pitcher on the mound. It starts to even out as you get through the landscape of Major League Baseball throughout the season. But I have 21 pitchers on the card today, and probably 10 of them are fadeable. We're going to make those decisions and make the right ones today. But that's a Friday Major League Baseball show. Hang out for 45 minutes today. Ha-ha! 45 minutes. A lot of viewers, ton of people in the chat box. Awesome as the way it goes. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a college football show live. Me and Joe Lisi, Sports Grid Network, 10 a.m. Make sure you guys tune into that. And then, of course, we'll be right back on Sunday with Pro Baseball Today on the Sports Grid Network. Then we'll be back on Monday, right on your boy DRS's channels here as we do another Major League Baseball show. But the weekend is here. Enjoy your college football. Enjoy your preseason football tonight. Let's lock in some winners this afternoon and continue to cash in. Love having the show. Loving the chat box. Everybody's worked out well here. Thank you for joining me today. Good luck on the weekend. See you Monday.